Hey, everybody, I want to thank you for investing in the Shareholders podcast. Guess what, y'all? Money Club back, dog. You know how it is. All right, it's Monty with Jonesy and Omi. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? You know, we doing what we do, man. We like to talk like we know what we're talking about. So, Miss Naomi, how's your day been going?
It's going good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. And Jonesy, of course.
You're blessed to the Lord.
Yeah.
Looking to.
So.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, we got some more things to talk about, man. Some things. Again, we are not professionals. You do not.
It's not financial advice.
Yeah,
it's purely entertainment.
Yeah, we're just having a conversation, and y'all happen to be listening to our conversation.
Right.
That's
all entertainment.
You know what I'm saying? We conversizing. So let's talk a couple of things in terms of savings. You know, there's savings and how to kind of, you know, everybody's trying to get their paper up. Everybody's trying to, you know what I'm saying, level up and save a little stuff, some rainy day things and all of that. So anybody here want to start off on the savings topic? We got a couple other topics we want to hit. But
yes,
anyway,
I want to start. So yeah, obviously you seen my post. I put this little post up there. I don't want to say who was mad at me, but I put this little post up there because when I was at work. So first, you know, on my job, obviously I get tipped, and so I call that my second income because the money can be good, it can be bad, or whatever. And so I said, man, I'm gonna start a little savings where I save my chips, which means like my casino chips, because people tip me in chips. I don't gamble, but they tip me in chips. And then every time I get $100 or $50 or ones. So I was like, man, I'm gonna start saving all my $1 bills. And when I get to $1,000, I'm just going to invest it. You know what I'm saying? And so, because I know, you know, Dave Ramsey, he talks about when you start your emergency funds and how much your first tier should be. Different, you know, financial gurus will talk about that kind of stuff. And I'm not neither one of them. But whatever the case is, I just wanted to do a little challenge because, you know, be online, you be seeing all these crazy challenges where people start I'm surprised we didn't even talked about this yet. The crate challenge. People killing themselves on this crate challenge though. But so I stacked this money up.
Time out. Yeah, okay. Let me tell y'all something real quick. It's past now, pretty much. But why y'all doing the crate challenge with no health insurance? Hello? You gonna hurt yourself. And then that's the conversation we're gonna have next time, is the financial toll of health insurance in this country and not having health insurance. Like, why the whole hood out here falling off mess, then broke your arm, you didn't I done seen some people with real injuries.
Dude, yes, man. I'm seeing some stuff that, dude, it's got me disturbed. I feel it's like watching the Final Destination TV show. That's gonna be the next thing they're gonna have on Final Destination. Mugs falling off the crates, breaking backs and spleens.
You're not insured. Like,
and got kids.
That's what listen. Who is letting their children do this? I know both of y'all got good sense. Ain't letting none of your children do that.
Man, come on. I know one of my kids probably would love to try that jump, but no.
Well, that's.
But so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start a savings challenge because, you know what I'm saying, people do all these little challenges. So I just made it fun and did it like that, where, you know, you save $1,000 and actually whatever tier you in, it don't just have to be $1,000. Some people have way more money. You in that 100,000 club, you know what I'm saying? So you could save, you know what I'm saying, $5,000, $10,000, and then make that money go to work for you like a second job. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense for you working all your life. You want to make your money start working for you and either buy income or smart money investing. So I saved 1,000. Took me, a little while because every time people tip me in ones, I just stacked them up. And I got a little bit of here. I just stacked them in these little things. And I finished my brokerage account. I already had a couple of trading platforms I do invest on, but I wanted to get one that I felt like was, I don't want to say more legit, one that I wasn't worried about the payment for order flow, which people have been kind of upset about. That's a whole nother technical term I don't want to get into right now. But so I went and did it at the bank. I opened up a brokerage account at the bank. I got it all completed. I'm depositing this money in there. And I want that money, I just want to see how well that money grows. And so the challenge is just try to save, some people do that piggy bank, they save money in their bank. They take all that can. Remember back in Michigan, we used to get the 10-cent the cans, we could stack the cans.
Yeah.
You can't get that in Nevada. But whatever the case is, that was going to be my challenge, to save that and invest it and see what that $1,000 would turn into. That's a very small amount compared to what I, have invested in my other accounts. But I just wanted to see what the $1,000 would do based on the investment.
Well, okay, which is a good strategy there. Now, Naomi, I don't know, have you ever had any savings strategies yourself or with your family?
Well, of course, I save a little out of every check that from our income that we get each week between me and Lazar, but also like 401k, like my job matches a certain percentage of what I contribute to my 401k. So every so often throughout the year, I may fluctuate and contribute a little more, so I get matched a little more too. I think it's up to 6% that they match to us, whatever we contribute. So that's another good saving.
Now that's the thing. Now, not everybody's job does that, but if your job does it, you should take advantage of that, because if they're going to match, while you're there working, at least have them working for you as well. I remember, Jones, I don't know if you remember this, but I still got well, let me not even say who I'm banking with, but I still have a banking place where we from. And they used to do that Christmas thing where you could save, money would go into your, so then you could use it for Christmas, which as a young person was a great strategy for me to not be tempted to mess with the money. They could just put it in a little thing for me and stuff. I don't know why I stopped doing it because, I still, it's just a little small thing. They called it like a Christmas fund or whatever. I don't even know if they still
Christmas club account.
Christmas club account. There you go. That's what I had. Which not
just you still got it.
You know what? Listen, I don't remember cashing out that last one. I might need to call them. I'm like, hey man,
dude, that might be like $20,000 in there then.
By now.
But you know what? Let me tell you what's sad though. Once you learn how much interest the bank is giving you, it's probably it probably started off at $250 because that's what you put in there, and then after 10 years, it'll be $252.
$53.
Because they don't put good interest on their bank accounts.
And see, here's the thing. I didn't know no better because I was like 20 years old when I was doing it. I literally was just like, y'all hold this money so I don't spend it on some clothes or something. And that's literally, I wasn't thinking about the strategy of interest and all of that stuff. And it's funny, Naomi, I remember I had a job once where they said, you do the orientation on the job and they give you all these papers and all that. And they're like, and if you're doing your 401k, we'll match it. I was like, man, I don't know, we matching nothing. What? Because I thought 401k meant old people. And I was like, I'm young, I don't need no 401k. Idiot.
I know, man, post on me. Right.
Yeah.
Because nobody told me. Why we didn't talk about this in high school? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that is the other thing, man, in school. So when I worked at Wells Fargo's bank, and I felt like a genius because I didn't even have what they call the Series 7's license, but I was a personal banker. And this is back when Wells Fargo was under the president who had to retire because of all this, I want to say all that stuff, what happened. But basically, Wells Fargo was trying to get people to open up a lot of accounts, and they kind of had to shut that down because people was stressed out trying to make sure, get your account. It was almost like the Jehovah's Witness showing up at your door. Get your account set up, And people would be scared to come to work if they didn't have 5 people that they had ready to get set up on the account. But whatever the case is, we had to go to a high school in Summerlin, and talk to kids about finances. These kids was like, it had no clue. I'm like, man, that's the education people need in school. What they learn in school is how to get a student loan. They literally teach you how to apply for those applications to get you right back into the system. So you apply for debt and then now your debt gonna be with you for years. But no one teaches the kids how to save your money and then invest your money, or even start a business. You know what I'm saying? Those are not the conversations they have in school.
And okay, now Naomi, you younger than us. We old people.
Yeah,
Did they tell you? I'm just wondering, our generations, do you remember, did they tell you anything about that kind of stuff when you was coming up like high school?
No, not that I can remember. I think in 12th grade, I remember taking some type of home ec class, kind of like where you had to learn how to like write a check, balance a checkbook, but that's like the furthest that we went when it came to financial information. A lot of the stuff that I've learned, like my parents didn't even teach me a lot of this stuff. A lot of the stuff that I learned is when I started working for the job I work currently. I've been there for 12 years, and a lot of like the financial information is just I gained through knowledge of working there and understanding better like credit, financing, savings, credit, how credit cards work, and all that stuff I learned over the last 12 years. In my job, we actually go out into the community to different elementary schools. It's called Junior Achievement, where we teach them about financial information, how to save, how to, apply for a checking account. Like we do like a whole, I want to say it's like a 6-month type of program that they offer. I mean, you can volunteer and you go into the class and you teach these kids about, financial stuff.
That is, because they sure didn't do that for us. Oh my God.
Dude, especially credit. So remember, and I don't know if you had to chime on that, but listen, I remember when I first got my first credit card. This is back when predatory lending was big.
I'm about to tell my story. Go tell your story first, yeah.
So okay, because obviously when after Obama was in office, he stopped all that stuff where people were sending you. I used to get like, I wouldn't even graduate from high school yet, and I already had 10 credit card offers, and I was excited because my parents never told me about, hey, don't get that credit card and don't spend it. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. And so man, I had like you had the Macy's and Target credit card. They went together. Boy, I thought I was rich when I got that credit card. Ain't paid that bill. I was like 19 years old. I ain't paid that bill, boy. And when our credit score went down, whooped my tail. Naomi, that's good what your job is doing. Teaching people about their credit score, that is major.
Bro, so when I got out of high school, I never forget, I walked on Michigan State campus. There are literal booths set up with credit card people like, yo, come get your credit card. And so, I don't think my parents knew it was like that. So they never told me not to do it. So I was like, good. I thought getting a bunch of credit cards is how you got credit. Bro, I signed up for like 7 credit cards that day. And then they would like give you a free toy or a little bag or a water bottle. I'm like, shoot. Yes. I had an American Express gold card.
Dude, no way.
Gold card. I didn't even get the entry. I had a gold. And I remember I showed my mother, was like, what is that? I was like, yeah, Mom, at the college. She's like, boy, are you crazy? She's like, what you got on?
Oh my goodness.
No. And it's by the grace of God that I just had them. I wasn't even using them. I just thought if you had them, this how.
Yeah, just have them. It was like trading. It was like trading places. Remember he pulled out the credit cards. He had a list of all the credit cards. They took all his credit cards and they threw them out on the street. Remember?
Yes. Oh
Winthrop, come with us.
But fortunately, I think with this new generation, these kids now, listen, they got these phones, and there's so much more information at your fingertips. You can just ask Siri. Siri will tell these kids everything they need to know. That's why I always used to tell these kids they don't got much excuse now because they can learn. But when we were coming up, and so a lot of people end up in the hole or they credit and they struggling it out. But and let me tell you real quick too. So what I did when I would teach my little life class with the kids at the academy, I made them play Monopoly. Let me tell y'all something, parents. You might not know a lot about savings and blah blah blah. Make your kids play a Monopoly game one time. Oh my God.
Yep.
They started out
maybe not under you because you like the terrible cheater, especially as a banker. But yes, Monopoly is a great game to learn.
Well, it's true. I will not play Monopoly unless I'm the banker. But I didn't even play. I'll let them play. So what they did, so they were, they were just kind of playing by the book. I'll buy Baltic and I'll buy Virginia. It's cool. And then I was like, well, now, y'all can make some deals too. I said, if my man land on Virginia and you ain't got enough money, make him an IOU. They was like, we can do that. I said, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
Chaos. These kids became so cutthroat. And Lord Jesus, I'm gonna mess the names up. Little Enos. Somehow Enos became the mob boss because he had boardwalk. He had
oh yes. Well, houses.
So the kids, they landed on it. He didn't got a hotel on his joint.
Oh yeah,
like, okay, that'll be $1,000. And they were like, well, I don't have $1,000. So look, I said, Enos, now you have a decision. They're in debt to you. Now you can cancel them out the game, or you can have grace and give them another turn around the game. He was like, get them out. I was like, bro.
Dude, no mercy.
Yeah, so at the end of the game, now they crying, they mad. I said, now, do y'all see how Enos was acting at this game? And they was like, yeah. He was like a different person. I said, y'all see what money do? Y'all see when somebody gets money?
The power of it, right? You know what I'm saying?
He became like, I didn't even know this boy that good. He became like a totally different person. Like, no, I mean, because then they were selling his properties back to him so they could stay in the game. Yeah. I said, this is the real world, y'all. This is how they be doing, y'all.
Musley, that game crying, heartbroken.
Yes.
When they don't have them. I just won the last challenge of Monopoly when I was playing my god kids. My grown god kids.
Parents, I'm telling you, it's an old game, but it's still worthwhile. Okay, so we want to also, you were kind of leading into it, Jonesy, because you said you were just taking your dollars and your tips and your things like that. Now, that's not necessarily passive quote income because you are on your primary job, but you do get tipped. But I did want to talk a little bit about passive income and the concept of that, because that honestly is a big thing, because they always say millionaires have multiple streams of income coming in. Right. You might have your primary job, but ideally you would like to have, I used to always hear people say, have your money making money for you, or be making money while you sleep and all that stuff. So real quick, I'm just gonna read, there's a couple of different ones they suggest. Rental income, like a lot of people have a house and they'll rent a room in their house. That's not for everybody, but I've seen a couple that they making 6 figures and then they doubled the 6 figures just from renting rooms in their house, which is kind of a millennial thing that they do now. Retail products, Amazon people that work, buying pallets. I know Slade has been on here talking with that, and Wilson, where they working this Amazon thing now, and they're making passive income. Well, Slade, that ain't even passive income for him. That's what he does now. That's
the main thing, right? Yeah,
that's his real thing there. Again, this is a millennial thing here. We couldn't say this 20 years ago. Creating an app. If you can come up with an app that people want to use, oh Lord, now that's how you getting jet ski money. There is what we like to.
Seriously.
Yeah, we want to call it that, or any kind of side business like I have. This is part of my podcast network that I have. Now, I ain't making no money yet, but I'm hoping, because this is something I like to do, that it becomes a form of income that I can use to supplement other things. So I want to ask both of y'all, first of all, what do you think of the concept of passive income? Let's just start there, and then we'll get to anything with this. I'll start with you, Naomi.
Yeah.
You said start with me. I'm sorry. They cut. Oh, okay. I think it's great. I think any way that you can make a little extra money, that you maybe don't have to work too hard, because a lot of us work full time and you work 40 hours a week. But if you also have something on the side that brings in income, I think it's great. I know that I'm always looking for different ways of, finding how to make additional money just because I have a larger family. TikTok is one way that I can make a couple extra dollars. I mean, I'm not making a lot of money, but the little bit of money that I do make, I reinvest it into like cryptocurrency to where I can hopefully eventually make more money. Another thing too that I seen, as far as, it was these 2 little brothers. I don't know if you guys seen that article, how they're mining Ethereum, and they make over $30,000 a month by just setting up a computer in their garage and figuring out how to do it. Like, they watch YouTube videos and stuff, and they're making income. So I don't know, I'm always looking for different creative ways, honest ways to make, a little bit of, more money.
This
He said honest ways. That's good. She ain't trying
right.
to.
Listen, I ain't ready for that conversation yet, but this Ethereum and these NFTs and all this stuff is getting crazy. And that's something we're going to have to maybe talk about next Monday Club meeting, because I don't know. But go ahead, Jonesy.
Well, I mean, definitely, I'm always intrigued, because when I'm online, you know how when I be watching Chris Sane and different people, there's always a pop-up. Somebody say, wait. Let me tell you how I made $1 million in 30 seconds. And me, I'm always clicking on it. Like, okay, what'd you do?
Right.
Well, what did you do? And sometimes, it might be legit and whatnot, or sometimes it might seem like, I'm not sure about that. But there was one that me and Naomi also did. Both our families did, the pallets. You know what I'm saying? When Slade was on there talking about pallets, I remember maybe 2 years before COVID hit, he was like, he hit me and Mark was outside of church. He was like, yo, if you have not bought you a pallet, you are just missing out. And me and Naomi, our families, we did buy a pallet. And I actually, made some money doing that. I just haven't went back to it because my garage ended up turning into like a yard sale because I had so much other junk left over. But you really do need some space. Like right now, I don't have no space in my garage, but pallets is that right there. That could be your job. I follow this one girl named Ashley online who teaches people about pallet flipping, making a killing, man. Because the stuff that they sell, either stuff that people return to Walmart and or Target, or you can actually go to their websites and look for their stuff. And then there's another way where you can actually go on their clearance racks. Man, you go and clean up. I went to Walmart. There's certain times you can go in there and buy a lot of their clearance stuff and then resell it and make passive income that way too. I think that's amazing.
That's what Slade, when he first got in the game, I just couldn't believe it. He's like, bro, I'll go to Lowe's and buy a bunch of wrench sets on sale, and then I put them online for regular. I'm like, bro, and people be buying them. He said, yeah, man. Yeah. And that's, and so for me, trying to find ways that, I got to change my mindset. Like, okay, Naomi just talked about it. A lot of people don't really, if you don't know us well, I know people will listen to this that don't know us personally. Naomi is famous, y'all. Okay, she's TikTok famous. Her family is huge.
The twins are famous.
She runs it. She's got cute kids, and the kids, are like, they're just TikTok sensations. She got on that TikTok early. I didn't even know what TikTok was, and somebody came to me and was like, "Have you seen?" And I was like, "Wow, that is like a lot, ain't it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And this person, was from another church in Arkansas. But anyway, they were just like, get up on it. And that is how you have to think now. You can't just, we said this before, we're not working at auto plants no more. We're not doing like these hard manual labor jobs. Everything is shifted. But what mankind does is they find more ways to, okay, this is where the paradigm is. Okay, let's try to make some money through that. Everybody on YouTube, let's make some YouTube money. TikTok, all of that stuff. And so these things with passive income is just where you're trying, like me, I'm doing podcasting. That wasn't even a thing. It was barely a thing 10 years ago. It's now everybody got it. You trying to find, and like Naomi said, I got a job. I got a couple of jobs I do, but something that is not too taxing. I enjoy it. So it's not like it's a chore for me. And hopefully it can help me generate some other things. It has opened a lot of doors for me in a lot of business capacities as well. Naomi, you got your kids. They there with you all the time. Might as well put the camera on them because they're great. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk passive income, try to, if you're interested in that, just try to think of either what do I enjoy doing that I'm not getting paid for now, and can I figure out a way to get paid for it? Even if it's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It can help.
There was one other thing that I did start just to try it out to see how far I'm gonna let it go. I actually put my car on Turo. And the first week it went out there and somebody rented it out. I said, man. Oh. And I was like, because I know another brother that's making a killing on Turo, dude. Yeah. This dude got like 7 cars right now and making a killing. He does the Turo and he does Airbnb. But so as soon as I put my car on there, it went and sold, and I dropped it off at a hotel. Girl picked it up. We checked it and everything. Boom, got paid and sent my Turo account right now. And so I'm like, man, okay. So, but then I raised the price up. I was being greedy a little bit. and then I didn't get one to rent it. So you got to keep the price at a real marketable price, and it'll keep it going as a second stream of income.
Just for somebody who don't know, explain what that is though. Turo is what?
So Turo, and okay, so I'm gonna explain this in 1 second. So when I first heard about Turo was like maybe a year or two before COVID. I was at work. This dude had dropped off this super fresh car. It was like I don't know if it was what kind of sports car it was, and I was doing rideshare at the time. That was my second job. I was doing Lyft, and so I picked him up. He was dropping off his car at the hotel, and then I drove him away. And I was like, man, what you just let somebody get your car? He said, oh yeah, man, this thing called Turo is big in California. He said, you guys ever heard of that? I said, no. He said, yeah. So he literally makes millions of dollars because he rents exotic cars. He buys them out, right? And then he just rents them online. So basically all Turo is an app that allows you to ride share your vehicle, not necessarily ride share, but you're sharing your car. It's like a car rental service online. And Turo they're responsible for all the insurance. They connect you to the people. And so that was just one of the ways that he was talking about that. And then now years later, it's blowing up as big.
Well, and let me, again, you're hitting what I'm talking about. The concept of Turo when we were all coming up is insane because I want to drive my own car. I don't want somebody else to. Why would I want to do that? But let me tell y'all, my goddaughter is 18. She is now a freshman in college. She just got her driver's license. And the only reason she had to get the license is because she had to drive herself to school. I think 7 of them graduate in the same class. 2 of them have driver's license, and they just got them. Now, I don't know about you, Naomi, but I know me and Jonesy, we had driver's license at 15 and a half years old illegally, okay? Because we wanted to drive back then. But this generation, they don't care about driving. They want to drive me somewhere. I'll Uber it, or I'll do like Tor. If I really need a car, I'll just rent a car and drive. It's a whole new mindset to where I would have never thought about something like that. Like, why would I do that? But now that's all people do. They're either getting, Lyft, Uber, or they're doing Turo. And just like with Airbnb is a big thing. So 20 years ago, nobody doing no Airbnb. Like, you're going to have somebody open your house, you know what I'm saying, rent it. But these are the ways that people use passive income and actually becomes primary income for a lot of these people because, that Airbnb is huge as well. So, guys, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. But listen, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the old folks, they had those ride shares back in the day. They used to be called jitneys. I don't know if your parents ever let y'all do this. Back in Detroit, when we used to be hanging outside, when we would go shopping and the cab wasn't there, it will always be an old man outside yelling, jitney, jitney, jitney. And that used to be basically a person who wanted to get paid to drop you off. And folks kind of trusted that crazy stuff. I mean, the thing about it is crazy because I was in Detroit. It just be some old random person. Actually, do you want to get a ride home? They take cash to drop you off.
See, that's
they started running.
That's what we now call human trafficking. So don't do that. That's how you gonna get human trafficking. Don't jitney. Don't do none of that. That's what we don't want. We need your stuff tracked and carefully. But what I never heard of that in my life.
Dude, you never heard of that, dude? Look that up, a jitney. When you Google that, you'll find out somebody was doing that, a jitney. That was a service in the hood. People used to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
sure with no windows in it. Yeah, okay. But okay, so guys, anything else for this episode? I really do. Naomi, you talked about that Ethereum and that NFT. I was reading an article about that. We might have to do it next time because I need to learn what that is because they said Steph Curry just spent $180,000 on some NFT. I kind of understand the concept.
I don't even understand the NFT thing. I just be hearing how somebody bought. So at my job, these guys came in with millions of dollars worth of trading cards. There must have been a convention in town. That conventions are back, and so these guys came in and they had all the old school trading cards of like baseball players and
cards are big.
He's like, dude, it was crazy. And so, and that obviously that's a whole nother market that has never died. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing that since. I just never knew what cards was the best ones to get. You know what I'm saying? The old school baseball player. But one of the things that I wanted to hit on that folks that, remember I said we wanted to talk about is people getting doggone life insurance. Dude.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. I'm sorry. Yep. Yeah.
Major. Why don't Black people get life insurance, man? It's like, it don't even cost as much money as they spend on Whoppers and combo meals for the whole week. And I read an article about the wealth, not, this is not a racial thing, but a lot of white people have wealth transferred to them because of life insurance. They come into a lot of wealth, just the mere fact that when their parents pass away, or even a loved one, it could be a grandparent or auntie and uncle, they found out that they had an inheritance came because someone passed down some life insurance to them. I mean, of course, the sad thing is morbid, but dude, Black community folks don't even think about spending money on life insurance to pass down inheritance. It's like what? And of course, you're supposed to build your wealth up to the point that you don't need it. But when you're not there yet, that is an automatic thing when you have a family. You know what I'm saying? That should be something that every family, anybody who got kids and have a family should have life insurance.
That's a good, what is the stigma with that, do you think? I don't know. I don't know why that's not a big with Black people. I'm not sure. Is it just a thing where they think it's going to be expensive, or it's a scam, or it's a pyramid scheme? So I don't know, but we don't.
I just think folks be cheap, no one spending money.
But I think they think it's going to be more than what it is. Because I think if you told somebody life insurance, you can get it for like $8 a week or something like that, they would probably be surprised. Like, really? I think they think life insurance is like super expensive, like they car note or something. I think there's because that's what I used to think, like, oh, life insurance, I ain't got money for all that. But then when you listen to people talk, you be like, oh, that ain't even that bad,
Dude,
but,
yeah, man. It's like, but as I'm saying, it's just something that's not talked about. It seems like it's not really talked about in the Black community, though. It's just like.
But you raised a good point, because Earl Thompson, I think his grandfather left him a house. Let me ask you.
Yeah, his grandmother. Yeah.
When the last time you heard of a Black person being left a house? Anybody?
Dude.
Know me? We don't. And so, and Earl was just like, as soon as I got it, Muggs was telling me, sell it, get some money, sell it. It's like, bro, no. See, that's our. We keep our head down. We're not looking to the future. I said, bro, you don't even hear about that. People getting left houses. Now, white people do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the generational wealth thing that we talked about. We're trying to establish, we've been so far behind the 8 ball for so many years that it's now just turning in our favor. But stuff like that, which is what I think you're alluding to, is just the fact that you can help the next generation so much more,
Especially, I mean, because the thing is, you're leaving it for your kids or your family, your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? The smart thing to do is you get it while you're young. You get it in your 30s, or when you get married, you get it in your 30s and your 40s, because they give it to you at a cheaper rate when you're younger. Because when you get older and you try to get it, it costs way more money because they know you susceptible to health issues and stuff like that. But then what the goal is, you're supposed to be building your wealth so that your wealth can outweigh your life insurance. So then eventually you may not need the life insurance. So whatever you're doing with your investing and your saving, or if you're doing a professional career, being a doctor or lawyer, you build up enough money that your kids already have an inheritance. So God forbid you pass away, you can pass them down to them. They don't have to step into you left your kids with debt and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, or
I just saw this commercial. Naomi, you got 4 kids. I just saw a commercial that was hilarious. 2 parents were sitting on a step. They was watching their little young kids. The one boy couldn't get his head out of a bucket. The other boy was stuck on a tricycle, and the little girl was eating sand. And they were like, And the commercial was like, 55% of parents expect their kids to take care of them when they get older. And they was like, should we have another one? Because they was like, I don't know if any of these, but is that something like you and Lazar talk about in terms of are we secure enough that we don't want to be, I don't even say burden to your kids, because kids should want to take care of their parents, but you know what I'm saying? I think, especially with us, we don't plan enough. So then you end up in a jam, and then your kids are, I've seen situations where everybody living in the house together again because, 3 generations, because ain't nobody playing right. Like, have y'all talked about that?
Yes, we've had life insurance for the longest time. I've actually had my own life insurance since I was like in my younger 20s. And then when we got married, we ended up getting our life insurance together. But we've always talked, especially now that we have 4 kids, is that, God forbid something does happen to us, we don't want our kids to be a burden to anyone, and we don't want them to live a lifestyle that we didn't want for them. Because whoever, I pray this never happens, but if someone does have to take over, raising them, they're able to, give our kids everything that we wanted to give them. So yeah, it's definitely a big discussion we have. And my parents even all the time tell me, like, get life insurance on them. It's more expensive, but they've given me that option that I can pay for life insurance to have life insurance on them if something does happen to them, but they don't even have it on themselves.
Wow. Yeah, I think, especially now, there's no reason not to at least have a conversation and prepare for the future. And like, even for me being single, like, I'm kind of to the point, somebody told me, I told a person once that I like high rises, and I always loved, my Aunt Jean used to live in Detroit, love high rises and stuff. And I said, man, I like this house, the little house I'm in, but I still do love high rises. It's like, well, high rise though, when you get a wife and kids, that's not conducive for a wife and kids to be living in a high rise. Where the kids gonna play? And I basically said, bump them kids. The kids should have been here by now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. They had all these years to come. They're not here yet, so I'm gonna live my life. I do. But with that said,
the single man's mentality. Yeah.
With that said, I do want them to have something. I don't want to just, leave them with nothing. I think everybody wants that. And I think we are, as African Americans, more cognizant of that. When our parents were just trying to work just to get out of the hole, just to survive, just that whole good times, James, Florida, Evans, we just trying to keep our head above water. But now that we know better, we can do better. So anything else before we go?
Yes. Lastly is, you talked about for the passive income, the dividend investing. I got back into that. That's what I was talking about.
That was on the thing too. Yeah, I think it was on the thing.
Yeah, because AT&T, they still right now holding strong at that 7% payout right now. So to leverage yourself, you know what I'm saying, with all the other things that you're investing in, that's one thing that I like to continue to build. And there's so many other different ones you can do, like the REITs. It's called real estate investment trusts. Those are things you can, like I said, people can take advantage of, because once you put into it, it pays you either monthly or quarterly. And it's like what they call buying income. It's like you can buy yourself another job if you have enough money, or if you build up to it. You know what I'm saying? That's, the goal of what people can do. A lot of people do that, where it can build to enough where it's paying your car note or paying your mortgage, or just paying, whatever amount, much, depending on how much you invest into it, that's how much it can pay back to you. Dividend investing, yeah.
So guys, we've given you a couple of different things. We didn't talk savings, we didn't talk life insurance, we didn't talk passive income, all of that stuff. Again, we will be back at some point, because I'm telling you, this Ethereum thing, this NFT thing, I got to learn more about it before I can even speak on it, but I definitely want to come back on that. So check us out, of course. This is the Shareholders Podcast with the exclusive Money Club. If you'd like to be in the Money Club, you can't right now, but we will take applications maybe next fall. If anybody want to be in it. I'm joking. But
I'll tell you who's in it. Daddy came out. I'll tell you about that. That's a whole nother story. I have to share with you later on.
Right. But Monopoly, y'all, I'm telling you, train up a child, put them on some Monopoly real quick, because I'm telling you, that is, you learn a lot. You see who really bought it too, boy, because I saw some things with them kids. But Mighty Sharp Network, you know where to find us at. Again, one more time, I'm going to plug this as well. For the We Seen It podcast, which is our TV and movie podcast, we probably will be spinning that off to its own YouTube channel at some point. So please, if you subscribe to Mighty Sharp, I appreciate it. I'll ask you to subscribe one more time to We Seen It, because we going to hit your movie, or you want to come on. People have already been hitting me up. When you talk about this show, let me have you on the show. Come through, man. The We Seen It crew is everybody. So, you're going to want to talk about your show, so you got to support it. So,
right.
Thank you again.
Yeah,
Yes. Jonesy, we're going to have to hit it. A couple we got to hit. I don't know. What's your show? I don't know. You got a favorite show?
I don't have a favorite show.
What?
I don't. Not
You
that
don't have a
comes to the
favorite.
top of my head right now.
It's got to be the
Your
top of your
show
head. Your
was
favorite
Queen of
show.
the South. That was
It's-
actually, maybe I shouldn't put it out there.
You see who this is? This is Mayor Goldie Wilson from Back to the Future.
Yes,
He said, "Man,
Goldie Wilson.
run for mayor."
That's right.
That's Morpheus from the Matrix. I got a whole bunch of. See,
Dude,
okay.
that's all another something. Because, dude, you know there's another movie coming out.
Bro, come on. I'm a professional.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I know.
We're getting to that. So, but anyway, guys, so check us out. Please, we need to like, subscribe, all that stuff. We appreciate it. Okay. Monty, Jonesy, Omi, everybody. This is the Money Club. Appreciate you guys. You know what to do, man. Be blessed. Stay sharp. Thank you, guys.